I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Well, we're kind of joining in progress, our interview with Echo. We've been talking for like 15 minutes before we even got started because we found out that, Echo has a bit of a radio background, which I'm always for plus, as long as it's in the background.
Yeah, it's in the background though with Arium. It technically is. I guess it's technically like a now thing too, because like Arium with how Arium works, it's just like it's just a radio show with like with a chat.
Exactly. I think there's a lot to be said for that because when we were doing the old DJ things, I mean, you could hear the particular song on any station in the market, but people came back for the personality of the person playing the song. A lot like with Irium, people are coming in because they like the personality they're talking to.
Yeah. Like people play music in the background all the time. For the stream, but Arium is very much carried by the personality of the VTuber at hand.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And folks are coming in after being in it for years and going into Irium, and some people are starting off with Irium, which is an interesting meeting of minds, but so far it just keeps growing and growing and growing. At one point I had almost half of them covered in interviews, and now there's no way.
No, yeah, especially there's like so many like debuting. Like I try to go and say hi to all the new debuts, so I go into like all their streams and say hi and introduce myself.
Yeah.
And there's so many every day. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, it's I'm glad people are getting this opportunity to check out what it's all about, because now from being in it, and that it really does give you an opportunity to kind of show off your talent, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was a VTuber before I came to Arium, but I restarted with Arium because I thought that the platform would be better for me with my certain subset of talents, and I found that it really does let me like strut my stuff, as it were, in the environment. Because when it came to where I came from, I was originally a Twitch streamer under a previous life. I had a hard time with video games and talking to chat. I mostly just wanted to talk to chat.
Right.
Arium gives me a way to just be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's my preferred streaming platform for sure.
Well, I mean, you're very easy to talk with, and just a welcoming voice to talk to, and it suits you to a T. It really does.
Thank you very much. I take great pride in trying to make everybody that comes through my stream and becomes one of my part of my community, which I call them featherlings, make them feel welcome and make them feel at home.
Yeah, it's such a big thing. I always thought, especially in my earlier days in radio, that I was being invited into people's radios or houses or cars, wherever they were listening to the radio, and I wanted to be a good guest, and I wanted to, make them want to bring me back. I didn't want to leave them with a sour taste in their mouth, and the next time I was on, they wanted to tune in and hear me again. There is a lot of that I think some VTubers aren't quite ready for yet. But
yeah, I mean, I try to do that actually, because I actually stream at the same times every day, like a radio show. I came into Irium with that kind of mindset of I'm going to stream at the same time every day.
Yeah, and
keep a consistency.
Yeah, that is so much. I won't say easier, but it gives you a clear path to building your audience if you have that reliability. And you may not have them if you're doing it 5 days a week, say Monday through Friday. They may not be able to be there all 5 days, but they could be there like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or And then they know at a certain time you're going to be there.
Yep, exactly. I stream like just kind of give a basis. It's like 9 o'clock, 9:30, Monday to Friday,
Mm-hmm.
but Saturday and Sundays, 10 a.m. I have it's a special like I have a special like name for it. It's called the Crow Coffee Talk with Echo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's specifically like it's a 2 or 3 hour block of just me specifically talking to chat, doing nothing else. It's just Monday to Friday, I usually like throw in other things or whatever, but
Yeah.
like Saturday and Sunday are my hardcore like sitting down and talking and like having a good time with the chat kind of hours.
Man, that shows off a lot of talent, be able to do that, that's not the easiest thing for a person who's not, not used to that type of communication to do. Because they just don't think about sitting and talking to somebody at the same time for the same amount, just coming up with, topics on the fly or whatever the audience brings. That's that shows a lot about some of your talents, because you have like 20,000 talents. So.
I wouldn't say 20,000 talents. I just like to think that I've gone through a lot of different things in my life, and I've kind of picked up little things and here and there along the way that kind of I've been able to incorporate into myself and kind of use them to elevate myself and be like, hey, this is who I am. This is all the things that I've been through. This is all the stuff that I can do. Here
Yeah.
you go.
Well, it's but when we were talking before, and you told me a little bit about what you've done, and I'm just amazed at the variety of stuff that. Uh, do you have things that you don't want to do?
Do I have things that I don't want to do?
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't want to be. I don't think I could do custodial work. I think the people that do custodial work are so strong.
Wow.
I'm very sensitive to smell
Mm.
and like texture, so like slimy things.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't.
Yeah.
That is like the one thing that I think that if I had to pick any job in the world that I didn't want to do, it would probably be that one.
Yeah. That would be pretty awful. I mean, I spent a 16-year-old couple of months as an illegal dishwasher, and you're only supposed to be 18 to do that stuff in my state at the time. And the stuff they had me doing in the back of this restaurant,
I,
no.
I can only imagine
Oh
what
yeah.
that kind of entailed.
Oh, it was terrible sometimes. I will say that sometimes you had to put your hand in places that you didn't know what was on the other side.
I thought you were about to say that I had to put my hand in a garbage disposal.
No, 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 no. That would have been somewhat. At least you would have known what you were getting there.
It's like spikes and debris.
Yeah. Bzzzt, okay, that's fine. We had sometimes the area around the cooks would flood.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, and they were cooking with this stuff that the people in that restaurant couldn't see, but it was about an inch deep, and they put me in charge of cleaning the drain out.
Oh, joy.
Yeah,
Joyous.
yes, and I could not see. The drain was under the water, so it was.
You were just kind of feeling around and hoping for the best.
Yeah, if I had a real aversion to that stuff, I'd have been running to my car at that point.
Yeah, I would have honestly been like I would have been like, okay, just keep the hand. I'm going home.
Yeah, I have another one.
Yeah, I have a. You guys can keep my non-dominant one. As long
Yes,
as I have one, we're good.
I write with the other hand. I'm good. Take this
Yeah,
one.
exactly. I'm left-handed, so it's like they can keep the right hand.
Yeah.
Good.
So how did you get to decide to want to do VTubing?
Um, see, this is a really funny story because it started in a Dungeons and Dragons like a tabletop group
Mm-hmm.
that I played with,
Mm-hmm.
and we were all joking. All of us were joking about auditioning for a certain company at the time.
Right.
I'm not going to say who just for the sake of stuff.
Yeah.
But we were all joking about auditioning for this company, and every other person like had like they came up with their concepts and stuff, and then they kind of just like forgot about it. But my original concept, I actually went through with it, and I actually became a VTuber on
Mm.
Twitch.
Yeah.
And I actually did it for about 4 years or so.
Wow. That's
Well,
that's actually quite a long time. Did
it yeah, it was. I did the whole I did the TikTok thing, I did the YouTube thing, I
Yeah.
did like the whole bing bang shaboozle.
Yeah.
Along with like everything else that I told you about. I was
Right.
doing it alongside all of that.
Wow.
But I eventually was approached. I was approached by somebody from Irium, and I was literally thrown. They're like, "Hey, do you want to be on Irium?" And I was like, "Well, I've been seeing the ads.
Yeah.
Sure." And so basically, I got picked up and thrown into the debut support program
Mhm.
without really even having to audition.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean, you really kind of you had it like they could tell how you were going to do. I would imagine.
I I have no idea. All I know is that I was thrown into the support program, and I we talked about either bringing my old IP to Arium or starting over with a new IP, and I eventually decided that okay, let's just do a new IP.
Mm.
And I drew the concept art for Echo myself,
Oh, cool.
originally, and
Yeah.
I basically gave it to the team. I was like, "Hey, so this is kind of what I'm going for," and that it only took about like a few drafts back and forth to pretty much get everything pretty solidly to what I was looking for,
Yeah.
and that's the Echo that you see,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's pretty 1-to-1 from the concept.
They don't not no real major adjustments, just a refinement here and there.
It really was. They seem to really like the Echo's concept from the ground running.
And and you have had some theater um background, have you not?
Y- yes, it's not as extensive as like a lot of my other things, but I did do. My high school had the ability to enter into a musical theater class
Oh,
for the entire school year,
good gravy.
and I got to play Chip in Beauty and the Beast, which with my voice does in fact make sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah,
So it's
it,
like yeah, that tracks,
yeah.
echo.
So you didn't have any trouble with getting on stage and doing that stuff?
No. See, what was great is that my department was super accommodating for me, and what they did is that they ordered the headpiece for the costume, and then what they did is that they actually took they took like a roller cart, and what they did is that they built a compartment for me to sit in underneath, and
Okay.
built a table over top. So I would just climb into the cart, and
Yeah.
the table would be on top, and all you would see is my head.
Ah.
And they would have Mrs. Potts just roll me around on stage.
Oh, like a serving tray.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That is. I mean, eh, you're not going to find that type of stuff in the average high school around here.
Yeah. No,
It,
I'm very lucky. My high school understood my physical limitations and was totally willing to work with me, and basically got to so Chip sat on a little table while Mrs. Potts rolled him around. It was very fun.
that's cool. That's cool. And how did the crowd see? I mean,
Yeah,
did you get people coming up to you and say, "Oh, that was really neat"?
yeah, yeah. Well, after the show, I would actually just stay in the costume from at the end of the show where all of them become human.
Yeah.
I would just stay in that costume, and I would go out into the crowd, and we would talk, and because I can stand and walk around. I just can't really, like, I can't, like, dance or like stand for long periods of time, which is
Right.
why we did that.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I'm completely can't walk. It's just it if I do it too much, it really starts to hurt. So
Yeah.
we limit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
There's so many things that people, if yeah, and people will look and see somebody walking and then see them not being able to walk, and they're like, "Well, I just saw you walking a couple seconds ago." Yeah, well, now it hurts.
yeah, exactly. Disability is a spectrum, and that's why I echo as a cane, because I want to bring that kind of like visibility
Yeah.
about like
Yeah.
I wanted to represent like, yes, like VTubers even can have disabilities, like because a lot of us do,
Mhm.
but I don't think a lot of people talk about them.
Now, but it's that's one of the things that I really liked about talking with so many people. Not that they have disabilities, that's pretty gruesome, but
Mm,
that they are able to. And I say this a lot, but people aren't the the result of their surroundings, but they're the triumph that emerges from the surroundings. And see these people who have maladies or have illnesses or chronic problems, but they're still out there doing what they can and enjoying being with people, and that is the triumph.
absolutely. I think that disabilities aren't a disability shouldn't hold you back.
Mm,
I think that because like nowadays people could say it's differently abled,
mm,
and I personally have had this like disability all my life. So at this point, it's just like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna do what I want anyway, regardless of whether I have this or not.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
yeah, I use a cane most of the time myself, and for one thing, I'm very old. Secondly, I got like three different types of arthritis.
no.
Yeah, and one of them, psoriatic arthritis, put me in a wheelchair for a little while. Um, and thankfully I can walk for the most part now. But yeah, you can't just tell by what somebody does at one point that they can still do it a little later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a whole spectrum of thing. Like people's pain goes on a scale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, there's so many folks who go through things that don't bring it out, and to me, I mean, it's up to them whether they want to, but the stick to itiveness and uh, fortitude, I should say, of them is to be celebrated. And the fact that you and others refuse to let it define you. As I said, you are the triumph that's emerged from
Thank you. My Mama Crow thinks that without my disability, that I would have been a menace. She has literally gone on record to say, "Yeah, if you didn't have your disability, I feel like you would have been one heck of a wild child." So
so
I was
now.
like, "Thanks."
So now that you're on the internet, you can still be a menace if you really want to.
Exactly.
You're living up to your hype. That's
The
really
albino crow is coming to get you.
cool. So have you thought with giving a little background in this and doing a little bit of radio and behind the scenes stuff of doing some voice work?
Uh, you're gonna put your head in your hands when you hear this. I've done the voice work.
Oh
It
boy.
wasn't for anything big. It wasn't for anything big. You can't find it on the internet anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
It was in a. I was in Common Writer. I was in a Common Writer abridged series.
Cool. That-
Yeah, so I've done a little bit of that too. Um, my friends keep trying to get me into their like fan projects for more Common Writer stuff, and I'm like, guys, where am I gonna have the time? Like,
yeah.
I would love to,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean,
time is unfortunately a very limited
yeah.
resource.
I mean, you're you got one of those voices that's going to sound young no matter your age. Um, and you could say a lot of things. What I love that these video games, they give words to younger NPCs that they would never know.
That-
they they give them like past college vocabulary, and they're
It's
5.
like where did you learn this? What?
So that's the reason why you don't. One of the reasons why you don't hear a lot of um, actual young people doing. Oh, there are some, but the adults or majors, not minors, but majors, who have the ability to sound like that are in demand um, to do that sort of thing. Because
Yeah. If I ever got the opportunity,
mm-hmm.
like if somebody came to me with a role and was like, "Hey, we want you to like read for this and see that if you would be a good fit," I would like 100% take the opportunity.
Yeah,
I wouldn't ever turn down that opportunity.
yeah,
It's just I haven't gone looking specifically for that kind of opportunity.
yeah, and and no one's given you a check yet.
Nope, no, nobody's given me a check yet.
That's the thing. They come with the radio people know that if you give us money, we will do it.
Yep, exactly. Like give me a check and I will cold read anything.
That's right. You give me a 30-second commercial for Bob's Geiger counters, and by golly, I will do it if you hand me a $2. I'll do it. I'll
E-
give you the best commercial I possibly can for that amount of money.
exactly.
Which
Though I
go ahead.
cold reading on Arium, if you don't read what your commenters are saying before you read it out loud, you can
Yes.
end up kicking yourself in the foot. So
Yeah, yeah. They some of them are real smarties.
I've read some things and I'm like, wait, no, 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 no.
Too late. No safety net.
No, no, exactly, absolutely. Yeah, and then it's worse when your mods are like clipped.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like no.
Like, thank you very much, mod.
Yeah, no, my mod apparently has a collection of clips of horrendous things that I've said, and he refuses to give me any of them. He's like, no, these are for my personal collection. I'm like, okay,
One of these
okay.
one of these days you'll really honk them off, and there'll be like this 30-minute YouTube video up.
The thing is, I can't. The thing is, I can't. He's my manager now, too. He's my manager.
I'm not going to give them any ideas, okay? So so when you are on and you got people in the audience for your Arium streams, can you explain a little bit the difference between an Arium audience and say a Twitch audience for you?
The culture is different. I don't even have to think about this one. The culture is very different.
Mm-hmm.
In Arium, the audience is actually far more chatty. There's less of a lurker culture on Arium than there is on Twitch. Twitch, the streamer is and the streamer, the host is basically kind of expected just to like throw off of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of commentate over it, like the audience is kind of just watching a television show.
Right.
With Arium, I find it's more back and forth. It's a lot more improv. It's kind of like theater sports.
Mm. Theater sports.
Yes.
Okay, now that's something I haven't heard of before.
Okay. So basically, theater sports. There was a bunch of different games that you would play. You know, and you had like the basically like the audience would throw out words and then you would take those words and you would kind of like you and your castmates would make a story
Oh,
incorporating like
oh, okay.
maybe like an object, a person,
Yeah,
a
improv stuff
location.
like that. Yeah,
It's improv.
yeah,
It's improv.
yeah. But you say it differently in Canadian land.
Yeah, so yeah, there's that game. There's like one word stories.
Mm,
Like basically, it's a whole bunch of different like theater games that
yeah,
are like put together, and we call it theater sports.
yeah,
Basically, the drama club would basically perform this
yeah,
every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at lunchtime.
yeah. I can see that. You know, I everybody grew up with people who were just a riot. And virtually anything they said, you just laughed at, no matter what one reason. And I know a few people who could have taken that and just ran with it and had what had me in just shambles on the floor, crying, laughing so hard. Um,
Yeah.
and
I
that is just I enjoy it, and I also envy it.
Yeah, I watched it for a year or two before I eventually also got into it.
Yeah,
Um, and I incredibly enjoyed it when I got into it. My castmates were incredibly supportive when I fumbled it because I was not always good at improv like I am now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, you have to be improv now. You have to be very agile um, to keep up with so many individual conversations, don't you?
Yes, I usually carry on on a busy day, like let's say during the crow talk.
Hmm.
There's usually about 3 or 4 different conversations going on in chat, depending on how many concurrent viewers I have going. Usually, the crow talk ends up with about 15 to 20 concurrent viewers, all like with at least like 7 or 8 of them talking all at once.
Wow, that's that is
the, the
a busy phone line. That is.
the chat goes so fast. The
Yeah,
chat just goes.
yeah. You're trying to keep up with it. That answer is no, not yours. That one is no. Yeah, that you have to have some fast eyes and a quick tongue and fast eyes to get through something like that. Um, does it? Do you think now with what you're doing in Irium that this is rising up to your potential a little bit more than you were on Twitch?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Honestly, I had a little bit of imposter syndrome when I first started, and I started like doing this, and like I started getting like followers very quickly. I was like, "What are you guys doing here? I'm not that good." But the more that I've done this, and I've done this every day since I debuted. February 27th, I started streaming on Arium every day, and I have not missed a single day.
Whoa.
Um, we are going to be at 100 days next week. So,
Oof. Oof.
and I've not missed a single day of streaming on Irium.
Oh,
And
cool.
and I think that Irium really has like shown like to me and to maybe other people too that this is like what I should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really kind of boosted my confidence and made me think, hey, maybe I'm actually not bad at VTubing.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just doing the wrong thing.
Wait, you were in the format was wrong. That's
The format wasn't correct for
right.
me.
Yeah. And it really has caused an opportunity or created an opportunity for people who aren't that comfortable with the YouTube or Twitch style of VTubing, and they can do kind of a campfire sit around type of thing.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I love the style of the talking that I do with the Featherlings. I really like that radio show kind of style that I've kind of worked up, and I kind of know a little bit about every chatter that comes in. Like I know what they do for work. I know
Yeah,
like kind of I know like what games they typically play when they watch me. I know
yeah.
all these little things about a lot of the viewers that are regular to me that I see.
And you can okay. This is going to be a different question than I usually ask, but
Hmm.
yeah. Given the amount of different job experiences you have in your still very young life here on this planet. Um, do you think that that gives you a little more empathy with the folks who are listening to you and working in your chat?
I think so, because I've seen so much in my non-VTubing life
Mm-hmm.
that when people come in and tell me about their problems, I can really kind of relate, and I can like be like, yeah, I remember such and such experience when I worked this job or
Mm-hmm.
this job. Like I can I can take their experiences and I can reach out and be like, hey, you're not alone. This is something that I've also experienced, while like either directly like something that's like directly correlated to them,
Mm-hmm.
like to their what they're experiencing now, or maybe something that's tangentially related, and something that like maybe like that story that they're telling me reminded me something at one of my other jobs.
Yeah. It's kind of like a living Family Guy moment. It's like that time when I was an aircraft pilot in World War II.
That time that I worked at a photography studio for 2 days while my manager just wanted to get the Thanksgiving off, so she hired me and then immediately never called me in again. That was a real thing that happened.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my gosh.
It's one of the things that's funny in hindsight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but if when you're needing money in the short term, not so good. Um,
No.
I got called in one time. I was looking for part time, get some extra money, and I was qualified to do absolutely nothing because all I did was radio. And for a while there, I did actual call telephone sales, i.e., people who called and asked you to buy things on the phone
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
people in New York City.
It's a
Yeah,
very New York City thing to do.
yeah. I heard every four-letter word in every possible combination that you possibly could think of, interrupting these people's lives to try to sell them call waiting on their cell phones. And but I still sold stuff. And I'm like, I feel pretty bad because I'm actually good at this. Like,
It's like I'm interrupting people's lives, but like I'm good at interrupting people's
yeah,
lives.
I don't want to do it. So I left that job, and then I went into a thing. I said they call me back, and I said I'll do it as long as it's not cold calling people. And they said, oh no, it's not cold calling people. It was cold calling people.
Uh, yeah, no, I don't like calling people.
No,
Ugh.
no. Yeah, I walked out, and it's like, okay, take me off the thing. Not
Yeah,
not doing it.
believe it or not, despite like having like all this experience, I hate making phone calls.
Oh really?
I hate making phone calls.
Oh man, that
That which which is like the funniest like thing considering like everything else. It's like, Echo, you've done all of this stuff, but a phone call is what stopped you? Yes, the answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes.
Echo. There are some of the jobs you described to me that you have to be on the phone. I mean,
It's it's different if somebody calls me,
uh
but if I have to call somebody, that's the problem.
oh please
If
get your
somebody calls
voicemail.
me, it's fine,
Yeah,
but if I have to call somebody, that's a whole other ballgame.
you call and hope it goes to voicemail.
I You have no idea how often I hope that it does. That way I can leave a message and
Yes,
I don't have to confront somebody on the phone.
I guess there were probably times when you were getting the answering machine, and then they'd pick up the phone. Were you?
And I've never had that actually where I'm like
Oh,
leaving a message and they actually like pick up in the middle of me leaving a message.
oh, that would.
I feel like I've been blessed with not having that happen.
I can imagine just passing out.
I, I feel like I would just like I feel like I would just instinctively hang up.
Nope.
Think that's more of the that's like hangs up, that throws phone across the room. Oh my god!
To well, it goes to show you. I mean, I was in the radio stuff, and there were times when I know there were like quadruple digit people listening, because it was around a major college football or basketball game. And I was happened to be on the radio at the time. That wasn't because of me. It was because of what was going on. And I wasn't bothered with that. But you put me in a room with 10 people that could see me, I was bothered by that.
It's like, yeah. Like you're being perceived,
Yes.
like for you. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even want to perceive me. I'm not letting you perceive me at the same time.
I don't even want to perceive me. Why am I going to let you perceive me?
That's
Nobody
right.
perceive me.
And then I ended up doing some shows, local wrestling shows, where we had, you know, several hundred people in the audience, and I was out there doing the microphone from a podium. It's like, oh boy, everybody's looking at me. I better say the names right.
See, almost with that, it's almost better because at least you have the lights that are pointed at you, so you can't see their faces.
Yeah, that's true. I couldn't see anything. Those things are bright.
Exactly. Exactly. That's like one of the good things about stage lights is that they're so bright, so you can't see anything other than maybe the first two rows if you're, if you're looking not forward.
Yeah. I just try to keep them out of my mind as much as possible at this point. But I'm a lot better at it now because I did take one drama class in high school. It did help some. I can kind of get out of being me and into something else for a while.
Yeah, it absolutely helps.
Yeah.
Like doing that.
Yeah. So if you had the chance to, you had enough hours in the day and enough energy to do it, would you do a Twitch stream or YouTube stream every once in a while?
Oh, I did. I actually have recently started Twitch streaming again.
Oh, really?
I a lot of my regular viewers were just like wanting to watch a game that just came out, and I got it, and then like I was like, oh yeah, I'll play it for you in a Discord call. But then so many people wanted to watch me play this game, so I was like, you know what? Let's just consolidate all of you into one room, and you all can watch me play.
We do have that link, and we'll have that in the description for the video, along with the other links to see what Echo's got going on.
Yes, I will give you all the links for all of the Echo things.
Yes.
There's a lot of Echo things.
There's echoes all over the place. You have to be ready for it.
Echo.
So, given what you've been, unable to do sometimes physically, you have done a lot of things.
Yes, I'm very fortunate that I've had more good days than bad days, and a lot of the things that I've done, I've been able to be like I've set very clear expectations of like my physical capabilities, and I've been very 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 fortunate that my employers have all been like cool with it, and also I've been picking occupations that don't require a lot of physical movement.
Mm-hmm. Like parkour.
So, that not I tried to do hard parkour back in high school. That
you did.
Well, I did try to. I did climb a fence once.
Hey, there you go. I fell down bleachers once in front of my entire school.
That's just parkour, but not sticking the landing.
Yes. Oh, actually, the landing was pretty good. The rolling down and bouncing down the thing wasn't planned.
Was it the metal bleachers or was it the plastic ones?
Wood.
Oh, yikes!
Yeah.
That's almost worse than metal.
And it was loud too. It was bang, bang,
bang, bang.
And then I ended up sitting on the bottom one, and I looked across the way, and my entire school was laughing at me.
Oh no!
And I'm like, well, I would laugh at me too.
I mean, yeah, that's like something that you would see out of a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Oh, life sometimes is a Looney Tunes cartoon.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, like one time, it's kind of Looney Tunes-esque. I wanted to go to Burger King so bad. I
Yeah,
promise it's a related. You're just gonna have to hold my talent and trust me.
that's right.
I wanted to go to Burger King so bad, but I couldn't leave. My Mama Crow didn't want me to leave school campus.
Oh,
But the thing is, the South Campus of my school, it has a fence separating the Burger King parking lot and the school grounds.
ah.
And so what I did is that I broke one of the panels off the fence and went to through the parking lot from behind the Burger King.
Oh,
And before I moved away from that town, I checked the Burger King like parking lot.
yeah.
That fence is still broken. They never put the panel back.
And people were using it all since. Kids were sneaking
Yeah,
up.
you can see where the grass never grew back. It's a dirt trail.
You're you're a trailblazer.
I literally left like a literal like mark on that school just because I wanted Burger King so damn bad.
How come we haven't heard tales of this story in sung and let my people go tones?
It really could have it's giving like Les Mis.
That's right. You could there you go. You did musical stuff. You go ahead and write a whole musical based on that.
The escapades of trying to go to the Burger King.
I'll volunteer to do the voice of the announcer off stage because I won't be on stage.
Perfect. I'll get started writing on this script.
And the fence was never mended in tribute to this wonderful warrior who led their, led their students to Burger King.
Don't let the escapades of Burger King.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. But at least you're lucky. Your schools are still up. I'm so old. Most of mine got torn down.
Oh no. Oh yeah, no, I am very lucky. A lot, like every school that I went to growing up, it's still standing.
Yeah, yeah. Most of mine are down. Most of mine were falling while we were still in it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was it was actually kind of fun. But the my hometown when I was growing up had 1,200 people, no stoplights, um, one restaurant basically. Now, 40 years later, it has almost 12,000 people. It has a Starbucks, and the town is massive. I I couldn't. None of the stuff I grew up with is still there.
Yeah, that's pretty much how like the town that I grew up in. It was
Yeah,
like it's completely changed. It's become like a mini version of the major town that I live with.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like it's just like the main city that I live near
yeah.
has just like spread into the old town, and it's
Mm.
just become like one giant like
Sub.
subsection of
Yeah.
that city.
Is it kind of a suburb now?
Uh, it 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 was a suburb. It's almost like downtown
Mm.
now.
Now downtown has absorbed more.
Yeah,
Is it?
it like the downtown of the city like bled into my hometown and just like amalgamation did.
There you go. There's a whole nother musical about that. You can go back to your hometown and be sad that your hometown was absorbed by by evil big town.
Like the evil big town. Yeah, no. The thing is, it kind of made my hometown kind of bussin'.
Mm,
That's the sad thing. Like my hometown used to be like kind of like I didn't mid.
yeah,
So like it has like a lot more like going on in that town now. Like the roads are still crappy because like the infrastructure wasn't made for the amount of traffic that's now in that town.
right.
But there's a lot to do in that town now. I just wish that there was more. I wish that the traffic wasn't so bad.
Mm, yeah, that's the biggest thing is traffic. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I used to ride the bicycle from one side down to the other out in the country, and in on any day, and I wouldn't be worried about it. But now I wouldn't. I wouldn't have my grandkids out there riding a bike at this point.
Yeah, no, yeah, like even if there's bike lanes, you never know how close somebody's going to be to that curb.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's just kind of weird, and when you grew up with, you know, heck, I didn't even have a phone in my house when I grew up, and now you go around the same place and the streets are all paved in black and there's stoplights at every intersection and like what happened? Well, I could tell you what happened. Taxes. They're they became a suburb for a college town and now all the rich people are moving out to where we were living.
Honestly, I on a Discord call with a private friend of mine in my personal life,
Mhm.
I saw cobblestone streets for the first time because of where she lives, because she
Yeah.
lives in like country, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, you have cobblestone.
Yes. Isn't that
And
cool? How,
it's very cool.
yeah, and
I was like, really? Why am I excited over stones?
yes, yes, there were a lot of towns around here who had brick streets that drove like cobblestones. Yeah, but
You feel every bump.
yeah there were places in there that would you don't really want to ride your bike on that. It
No, you know you're gonna hit those and go like head over heels off the
yeah
bike.
you're gonna end over a tea kettle over that
No
over
kidding.
yeah and you'll get a close up look at the bricks and when you land for the most part. And it's just amazing how things like that turn out in the end. Have you thought now where you're at? Do you look over your shoulder at where you've been and where you are now every once in a while?
I do.
Mm,
I do. I do it a lot
mm,
actually, because like where I am now is not where I was like a year ago,
mm-hmm.
and certainly not where I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That like it's just like I've changed. What I'm doing has changed. Like the world itself has
Hmm.
changed. I always joke about me and my friends like talk about like different years, and I'm like, oh, the passage of time. Oh, but like I kind of look where I am and like where I've come from, and I'm like, wow, I've really grown as a person.
Mm, yeah. There isn't anyone who could you know who could say that you're not a tough cookie. I mean, you come through these things and you're still moving forward. Um, that's pretty amazing.
I don't like to let things stop me.
Mm,
I like to just, you know what, if things are gonna be like, things are not gonna change unless you make that change happen.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Um, like I, I tell this a lot on stream. I tell this to a lot of the people that I work with, my VTuber colleagues.
Mm,
I'm a firm believer in a karmic cycle.
mm-hmm.
Is that you will see back from the world what you put into it.
Mm, yeah.
And so I may be tough, but like I try to make sure that you know, you pass that kindness that you want to see into the world, you pass it on to other people,
Mm,
no matter what.
yeah. Yeah. To me, and it's just phenomenal what you've been able to do. Do you find it tough sometimes to find people who can relate to what you've been through?
A little bit, but at the same time, I don't think anybody can say that like you can 100% relate to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's experiences through this world are so individual.
Right. Right.
So I think that even if like, you know, like that's the kind of the same thing that I come up with on the stream. It's like I can relate to you tangentially,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's anybody who can relate to somebody one to one in every in experiences that they've gone through.
Right. Well,
And I think that's okay. And I think that's like okay,
yeah.
because you know what, like, because even if you can't relate to what people have done, like people have gone through in their past, you know, being a VTuber, your life converges with so many different people from so many different types, like walks of life,
Mm-hmm.
that even if you can't relate, you can at least try to understand and make and empathize. And I think
Exactly.
that's almost more important than relating to someone.
Yeah, there's a definite need for empathy um, around in a lot of places, and if not that, at least sympathy, for crying out loud.
Mm.
It's two different things. Um, but like I couldn't, if somebody comes up to me and has a problem that I couldn't describe, I can't empathize with them, but I can sympathize with them and still try to help. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do that, and it all comes down to uh, being a human being that's not a jerk, being someone who cares about other people and having them do well and not worrying about yourself for a couple of seconds.
Absolutely. I don't honestly, when something like when something happened to me like a month ago,
Hmm.
when I had somebody being very awful to me. I'm not going to get into the details, but despite all of my friends being like, "Why aren't you mad at this person? Like they've done X, Y, and Z to you." And I'm like, "But I still want to consider them my friend and I still hope for the best for them." And they're like, "You shouldn't."
You naive person.
Yeah, like literally on paper, I have like 4 different written accounts of people being like, "You're too kind."
Yeah, which just means that for the most part is they envy you being that kind.
I, I don't know. Like I said, I try to put into the world what I want to see out of it. And
Mm.
God, there's so many awful people. Like, there's so many awful things in the world as is that I would like to at least put a little bit of something good in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are people who on as a VTuber or other content creators are doing this now, and people are getting to be the shining lights in their little shack or their little. Sometimes they can't get out of their bedroom and they're doing this. It's pretty amazing that they get a chance to contribute positively and um, and add to something of a good feeling coming around. That it's not easy to do. Um, but if everybody takes a little bit of the shoulder, maybe we can move the rock a little bit.
Exactly. I think that people I definitely think that there's definitely a need for positivity and kind of like coming together, coming togetherness that you know,
Mm, yeah, yeah.
the world is so hard nowadays that I think that people coming together and people being able to watch VTubers who kind of make their day a little better. I think having that kind of outlet in like entertainment, I think it's so important nowadays in the current world landscape.
And what's important, it's important, and you keep going and shining because we need it.
I will do my best.
Absolutely.
Uh, I mean, my one of my catch lines is, "Let's talk about the things that make your life shine."
Yes.
So
Pizza rolls.
there you go.
Yeah,
That
well,
I love using that as a conversation starter to try and get them to talk about what they like.
yes. You've got all the tools, you've got all the equipment, you've got the intelligence to do it, but most of all, you have the heart to do it, and that's what matters the most. Thank you so much for coming on. I do appreciate it, and um, just wonderful to talk with you, and wonderful to meet you.
No, it was my pleasure to be on with you, Eric, and I want to thank you very much for having me and giving me this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my philosophy, life experiences, and like who I am as both a VTuber and a person. It means a lot to be able to be on your platform, to be given the platform like of your show to be able to talk about myself. I appreciate it greatly.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.